Hi, my name's Avery and I love books. This is Oscar and he loves books too, right? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, so today I'm here to bring y'all the mid-year book freakout tag of 2017. I've been seeing this going around BookTube a lot and I thought it'd be really fun to try it out, so here it goes. Okay, so the first question is, what is the best book that you've read in 2017? The best book that I read this year was A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. I am a huge Sarah J. Maas fan, and this last installment left me broken. Like, it broke me. I actually read all of her books other than this one. Last year I binge read all of them. Sarah J. Maas is just a goddess. She gives me love in the heart. The love of my life lives in this book. And I want it. So yeah, this is my favorite book of the year. I highly recommend that you go out there and buy this series because it's amazing. I love it. I love it so much. So question number 2 is the best sequel that you read in 2017. And the best sequel that I read was EIDOLON by Grace Draven. This book wrecked me as well, as do many series do. It is the second book in the Wraith Kings series out of 6 books, but it is the conclusion of the 2 main character stories as our narrators. So the next books will be from the side characters of the first 2 books. So the first book in this series is called Radiance, and I will tell you all the premise of that story so EIDOLON doesn't get spoiled because it is the second book. So it is basically about these 2 different species, the Kai and the human. So the Kai are basically this gray-skinned race with yellow eyes, and the humans completely fear them. They think that they eat them and hunt them, and which is totally not true. But this woman named Ildiko and this Kai named Brishan are forced into an arranged marriage, and they constantly tell each other how ugly they think the other person is, and they eventually spark a friendship, and then love blossoms later on, and I love it. And the second book was just as good as the first. The third question is a new release that you haven't read yet but you want to read. And that one goes to The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. So basically we have Molly having all these crushes on these guys, but she's never acted upon them. And then her sister gets a new girlfriend, and along with the new girlfriend comes the girlfriend's best friend, which is a guy, and she starts developing feelings for him. But then a new guy comes into the picture. Basically, I believe it's about her trying to get with her crush, or probably gonna be about her trying to work her way between these 2 guys. So it seems really, really cute, and I can't wait to get into it. So question number 4 is most anticipated read for the second half of 2017. And that would have to be Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. As I said before, I'm a sucker for anything Sarah J. Maas, and I'm excited for this book somewhat. I was actually wanting the full next Throne of Glass book, not the Kale novella, but I'll take what I can get. It's Sarah J. Maas. I'll read her grocery lists if I have to. So question number 5 is your biggest disappointment, and I think that would have to go to Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I did really enjoy this book, but I grew up watching the movie, which I believe so many other people did as well, and the book was nothing like the movie. I liked it. I don't think the writing style is all that for me. Like, his writing style is good. I had a hard time getting into it. It is a very short book, and I actually thought that this was a children's book, and then there was some graphic stuff happening within, well, not so graphic, but like a little bit. It's not something that a child would read, and yeah, I later learned that this is not a kid's book, and I thought it was. So So basically the story is about a boy named Tristan who is starting to become a man, and he's trying to win the hand of the love of his life named Victoria, who kind of doesn't like him at all, but he's trying to prove himself, I guess. And he swears to her one night when he sees a fallen star that he's gonna go and get it for her in exchange for her hand in marriage. And it's basically about his journey trying to go find the star, and the star actually turns out to be a woman. And I thought it was very cute. I just thought that this was very abrupt at times. Like, I would be on one chapter in the beginning of the book and they would be in a mountain or a forest somewhere, and then the next chapter would be like, 3 months later, we were at a camp. I was like, well, what happened? What happened in those 3 months? What? So I guess I just wanted more detail. I just read so many other books that I was way more impressed with this year, so yeah. Question number 6 is your biggest surprise. And my biggest surprise would have to go to The Joylet Club by Amy Tan. I actually had to read this book for my AP English class for a UIL competition I was in, and it surprised me a lot. I didn't know going into it that I would love it as much as I did. I left this book in tears. I was in tears reading it. This story is basically about these 4 Chinese immigrants. Each one of them have daughters. So each mother and each daughter have a chapter to themselves. And it's them telling each other's stories of how they came to be how they are. And it's funny, it's witty, it's beautiful, it's sad all at the same time. It's wonderful. It just surprised me because I don't think I would ever think about picking this book up by myself. I'm more of a picking up a fantasy or a contemporary type of person, but I will read just about anything. But like I said, it takes someone to fully recommend it to me for me to be able to go out and buy something like this. And I was thoroughly pleased, and I ended up enjoying it a lot. Question number 7 is your favorite new author. So my favorite new author would have to be K.A. Tucker, who wrote 5 Ways to Fall. I've actually only read this book by her, but I'm planning on picking up the rest of this series. So I ended up really enjoying her writing style. She's wonderful. I loved all of her attention to detail. I love books with detail in it, and she just makes her characters so funny to read about, and all of them are so witty, and I love it, and I'm planning on picking up the rest of her books. Question number 8 is your new fictional crush. I would have to say it would be ARIN from the Winners trilogy. I love him a lot. He had me kind of iffy in the first book just because of things that happened between him and Kestrel, and I wasn't really a big fan of him then, but as the books went on, he got to me. His love grew for me. I really appreciate him. His love for Kestrel makes me swoon. It makes me swoon, and yeah. Question number 9 is your newest favorite character. And that one would have to go to Emma from Emma by Jane Austen. So I read this book earlier in the year for my AP English class, and I love her. Emma is so cute, and she's witty, and I loved reading from her. I loved watching her grow throughout this story, and reading from her time period was also really good. I love Jane Austen's books. She's an amazing writer. But Emma is wonderful and witty, and I loved reading from her, and she is so cute. Question number 10 is a book that made you cry. I have no words. Question number 11 is a book that made you happy. And that one's gonna have to go to Wires and Nerve by Marissa Meyer. This is a graphic novel set in the Luna Chronicles series world, and it's set after the final book in the series, Winter. And it's so cute, and we get to read from Aiko's point of view, and the art is wonderful, and It's so cute and it made me really happy to read. And I loved seeing the Lunar Chronicle characters again, and it just made me so happy because I was really scared that, like, after Winter and Stars Above, like, that's the last time I'm gonna be able to read from these characters. But this came out and it just made me so happy. Made me very, very happy. Question number 12 is your favorite book to movie adaptation of 2017. I didn't really watch any book to movie adaptations, but I did see the new Beauty and the Beast movie, and I actually read 2 Beauty and the Beast retellings this year so far, and those 2 would be As Old as Time by Liz Braswell and Hunted by Megan Spooner. So these 2 books were really, really good for me. I think I gave both of them 4 out of 5 stars. I might have given this one a 5 out of 5 stars or 4.5. They are both cute and wonderful retellings of Beauty and the Beast. This one's more following the like Disney version, and this is more of a retelling in the like Bella's kind of a badass kind of way, and it was really good. So yeah, I recommend these 2. Question number 13 is your favorite review that you made this year. I do have a bunch of reviews on my book Instagram, and my favorite review that I did on my book Instagram was Cashmere by Temple West. I actually posted my review and took a picture of it and posted it on my book Instagram, and Temple West actually commented on my review and my picture saying that she loved my picture, so that was awesome. I'm still awestruck that the author of one of my favorite series actually commented on one of my photos. Question number 14 is the most beautiful book that you've bought so far this year. And I am giving that one to Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I read this book last year. I actually read it in the other version that I have it in the hardcover yellow version with the 2 faces on it. But that one is being lent out to one of my friends, and I actually saw this in the store the other day and I had to pick it up because it's Baz and Simon on the cover. It's so cute. I love just staring at their faces, and they're like couple goals, and I love them so much. They're like my little babies. So this is a book by Rainbow Rowell, and it kind of has a Harry Potter theme to it, and it's about this boy named Simon Snow who is destined to be the chosen one, but he's labeled as the worst chosen one of all time. And it's basically him and his roommate named Baz trying to defeat this being called the Humdrum, who has it out for all the mages over this world. And it's beautiful and amazing, and I recommend it to anyone who just loves Harry Potter. It's amazing and wonderful, and I love it. And question number 15 is, what are the books that you want to read by the end of the year? So I have a lot. I want to read a lot by the end of the year. I'm halfway through my reading goal of 60 for the year of 2017, so hopefully I get there. But I have 3 main ones that I want to get to, and the first one being Winter Spell by Claire Legrand. This is basically a Nutcracker retelling, as what I have been told, and I love retellings of any kind. And it's really big, so I got it last year, and I've been kind of intimidated to read it just because it is such a big book in my opinion. And I really want to get to it though. It looks really, really interesting, and other than it being a Nutcracker retelling, I don't really know anything else about it. I really want to go into it blind. The next book that I really want to get to by the end of the year is Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken. I read Passenger, I believe, at the beginning of 2015, and I pre-ordered Wayfarer right after I finished it. I needed Wayfarer because Passenger was one of my favorite books of that year, and this book came out and I got it on my front doorstep, and I had so many other books that I really wanted to read at the moment, I guess, and this one just wasn't one of them. And I'd kind of forgotten everything that happened in Passenger, except for like the ending, kind of, because the ending was a cliffhanger, and I hate cliffhangers, and I always remember cliffhangers. And so I really would love to finish this duology. It's all about time travel, and I love that kind of stuff, so hopefully I get to this by the end of the year. And the last book that I would love to finish by the end of 2017 is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I have heard nothing but good things about this book. I actually got a signed edition for Christmas from my mom, which is wonderful. So yeah, I've had this since Christmas and I still haven't read it, even though I've heard such good things about it. Again, it's quite a big book, so I'm kind of intimidated by it as well. What I've heard, it's basically about this assassin, and I'm a sucker for anything assassin, based on me loving Throne of Glass. But other than that, I don't really know all that much about it, just because I love to go into books blind, and I look forward to getting into it. So there you have it. That is my mid-year book freakout tag, and I loved filming it. It was a lot of fun, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Comment down below on what your favorite book was of 2017. I would love to know. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all next week. Bye. Hi, this is Oscar.